Welcome into the WRMN News. My name is Dennis Green. Thanks for being here today. Police seek tips in a gas station shooting in Aurora, and a man gets 10 years for supplying a fatal dose of fentanyl. Naperville Parks may ask voters for $120 million to build a rec center. And ICE arrests suspects after the standoff between agents and protesters in Elgin. Also here on today's hour, Near Beer brings suburbs' first non-alcoholic bottle shop to Wheaton, and the Arctic blast that is here to hit northern Illinois this weekend, and the snow that's on its way for Wednesday. Thanks for being here again for the WRMN News. You can always go to WRMN1410.com to find out more about the station and the schedule, and to find all of the places where you can listen and interact with WRMN. Weather today, the high should be about 38, with that low near 31 tonight. Unlike earlier, a drier look at northwest Chicago indicates a chance of rain this evening, with a brief risk that precipitation could begin as a wintry mix or even freezing rain in parts of northern Illinois during roughly the 5 to 8 p.m. commute window. For Elgin, this suggests low probability but non-trivial risk of slick, untreated surfaces. Plan for a damp, windy evening and drive cautiously on bridges and side streets. Wednesday morning snow squalls possible, a light dusting of up to about half an inch. Cloudy, windy with a high of 36 and a low of 8. Thursday, mostly cloudy and very cold. High 21 with a low of 16. Little precipitation. The day's hazard is the persistent cold. For Friday, cloudy with flurries, high of 26 with a low of 3. And Saturday, frigid with intermittent snow and flurries, a high of just 8 and a low of -8. These wind chills will likely determine comfort and, of course, that risk over the weekend. We'll have a few more informational tidbits about the weather that's coming up for today's. Before we head out, let's leave with Aurora, because we're going to come back with it. Aurora fire had damaged a home. No one was hurt in a house fire late Saturday afternoon in Aurora, officials said. The fire happened around 4:54 p.m. in the 2400 block of Crescent Lane. When firefighters arrived, smoke was showing from the rear of the single-family house. They found a fire in the workshop area. All occupants had left the building. The house was declared uninhabitable due to smoke damage. When we come back, police are seeking tips in a gas station shooting in Aurora that happened yesterday evening. Stick around. We've got more WRMN news coming up after this. Political party poopers got you down? Shake it off and join me, Dennis Sonar Green, every weekday from 4 to 6 p.m. on WRMN for a political talk show, where we cut through the doom and gloom with a focus on America first, constitutional values, and a populist perspective that puts you, the citizen, at the center of the conversation. At WRMN, the talk of the town, we're not afraid to challenge the status quo and bring you the straight talk you need. Whether you're frustrated with the political establishment or looking for a clear, some nonsense analysis, this show has you covered. Tune in. Let's take on the issues together with a fresh, unfiltered approach. Catch us every weekday from 4 to 6 p.m. on WRMN, a political talk show. WRMN, the talk of the town.
The Supplemental Security Income Program provides monthly payments to help meet basic needs, like putting food on the table, paying the rent, or buying new shoes for growing feet. You may qualify if your income and financial resources are low, and you are 65 or older, or an adult or child with a disability, or who is blind. Call 1-800-772-1213 or go to ssa.gov/SSI to start to apply. Produced by Social Security at U.S. taxpayer expense.
This is the time of the year most of us are checking off our holiday gift list. Identity thieves have lists too, and your personal information might be on that list. Protect your identity with LifeLock. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every single second and alerts you to the threats you could miss yourself. If your identity is stolen, your own U.S.-based restoration specialist is going to work to fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Make this season about joy, not identity theft, with LifeLock. Save up to 40% off your first year at LifeLock.com with the promo code BECK. Terms apply.
To the WRMN News. Police are seeking tips in a gas station shooting. Aurora police are looking for a person who shot a man early Monday while he was pumping gas. It happened around 3:44 a.m. at the mobile station at 300 Broadway. A 49-year-old man was shot several times in his upper body. He is in hospital and stable, police said. Police said the man was outside his vehicle pumping gas when he was approached by a man wearing a gray winter coat, brown pants, and brown shoes. Afterwards, the shooter fled east. Police dogs searched the area unsuccessfully. Anyone with information is asked to contact Aurora investigators at 630-256-5500. Again, Aurora investigators at 630-256-5500. Tips can also be submitted anonymously to Aurora Area Crime Stoppers at 630-892-1000. The website at p3tips.com/135. Go ahead and pull up the Aurora press release. For immediate release, Aurora police investigate early morning shooting on Broadway. On Monday, December 8th at approximately 3:44 a.m., Aurora police officers responded to a report of a gunshot victim at the mobile gas station located at 300 South Broadway. Upon arrival, officers located a 49-year-old male suffering from multiple upper body gunshot wounds. Aurora Fire Department paramedics transported the victim to local hospital for treatment of injuries that did not appear to be life-threatening. No other injuries were reported, and the victim remains in stable condition. Detectives from the Aurora Police Department Investigations Division responded and began investigating the circumstances surrounding the incident. Evidence technicians also processed the scene and collected forensic evidence. Preliminary information indicates the victim was pumping gas outside his vehicle when he was approached by a male suspect wearing a gray winter coat, brown pants, and brown shoes. The suspect shot the victim and fled eastbound from the gas station. Aurora Police K-9 units responded and conducted a search in the area. However, the suspect was not located. Chief Matt Thomas said, "This was a brazen and unprovoked act of violence, and behavior like this has no place in our community. We are grateful the victim is expected to recover, and our detectives are actively working to identify the offender. We're also asking anyone with information that may assist in this investigation to come forward and contact the Aurora Police Department." The investigation remains ongoing. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Aurora Police Department Investigations Division at 630-256-5500. Tips can also be submitted anonymously to Aurora Area Crime Stoppers at 630-892-1000 or via their website at p3tips.com/135. Crime Stoppers offer cash rewards of up to $5,000 for information leading to the arrest of felony crime offenders and the capture of felony fugitives. You can head over to the Aurora, Illinois Police Department Facebook to see that picture of the assailant in the gray winter coat, brown khaki boots, and the brown leather khaki boots and pants. Again, contact the Aurora Police Department's Investigations Division at 630-256-5500. When we come back, we'll go into more of the area news where Naperville Parks may ask voters for $120 million to build a rec center. Also, a man gets 10 years for supplying fatal dose of fentanyl. Coming up, we've also got those winter storms both Wednesday and this weekend to cover, and ICE arrests suspect after a standoff between agents in Elgin. Updates on that. There's more to come with near beer sales in Wheaton and more. Stick around. We've got some great news here on WRMN coming up after this.
We are AFGE, the American Federation of Government Employees. We represent 700,000 federal and D.C. government workers who are the vital threads of the fabric of American life. We support our nation's military. We take care of our nation's veterans. We protect our nation's borders. We respond to our nation's crises and natural disasters. We provide services to our nation's seniors. The American Federation of Government Employees. We work for America.
We are AFGE, the American Federation of Government Employees. We represent 700,000 federal and D.C. government workers who are the vital threads of the fabric of American life. We support our nation's military. We take care of our nation's veterans. We protect our nation's borders. We respond to our nation's crises and natural disasters. We provide services to our nation's seniors. The American Federation of Government Employees. We work for America.
WRMN's Fantasy Football Blitz, live Saturday mornings from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Live on YouTube/WRMN. Get the hard-hitting facts and statistics to help ignite your team into the fantasy playoffs. Don't set your roster until you listen to the experts on WRMN's Fantasy Football Blitz.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses should operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the better business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Welcome back to the WRMN News Hour. Naperville Parks may ask voters for $120 million to build a rec center. Naperville Park District Commissioners will decide Thursday if they will ask voters for $120 million to build a new activity center, a proposal that is already drawing opposition from the Fry family YMCA. The Park District is proposing an indoor recreation center and frontier sports complex on the city's south end. The proposed center would have indoor pools. Centennial Beach, a seasonal pool, is currently the district's only swimming pool facility. Park officials point to surveys indicating a desire for additional indoor facilities, not just pools. The youth gymnastics program at Fort Hill Activity Center, which opened less than a decade ago, had over 1,000 participants on wait lists last year, officials said. Additionally, several facilities with indoor pools have closed in recent years, including the Crower family YMCA, a fitness center on the main Edward Hospital campus, and an LA Fitness. However, officials from the Fry family YMCA are questioning the plans, noting that its facility is just 3,800 feet from the proposed Park District Center. Erica Wood, executive director of the Fry family YMCA, wrote in a letter to the park board. Responding to the closures of community-focused fitness facilities and pools in central Naperville by building a large $120 million three-pool aquatic facility next to existing ones doesn't solve the problem. It creates new challenges. According to the Park District, the owner of the $500,000 home would pay an estimated $117 more a year in property taxes to the district if the $120 million bond question is placed on the March ballot and voters approve it. Wood said the two organizations have worked together in the past to provide services and make the best use of the community's resources and urged the district to hit pause on the plans. Wood wrote, avoiding the costly duplication of facilities and programming has served Naperville well and has likewise enhanced the community's quality of life. That is why we question whether the current proposal is the right one to pursue. She added that the proposed center would be roughly 4,000 feet from another private wellness center facility that is under construction. Naperville Park District officials say the property at Frontier Sports Complex was chosen as the site of the proposed new building because the district already owns it, and there's a significant growth in South Naperville. The Park District said in a statement, "We realize the YMCA of Metropolitan Chicago is concerned about how the Park District indoor recreation space in South Naperville will affect the Fry family YMCA. The Park District research indicates that there is a need for both the YMCA service and also additional facilities and services in South Naperville, and that the community wants and will support both. residents and program participants have repeatedly expressed their desire for more indoor recreation space, including indoor aquatics, with a priority to expand indoor recreation in South Naperville, officials said. The recent community survey also indicated more than half of the approximately 8,000 residents who responded supported the district's proposal. Executive Director Brad Wilson wrote in a board memo regarding the proposed referendum question. The district said in a statement, like the YMCA of metropolitan Chicago, the Naperville Park District has a specific mission to fulfill. And in the case of the Park District, it takes its orders from the residents. This fall, the district was considering a larger plan that would have involved a $135 million referendum for the new building and improvements at other sites, including Country Lakes Park and the Nike Sports Complex. However, officials have since proposed a lower amount based on resident feedback and, quote, tax sensitivities identified through the community survey, Wilson wrote. The $120 million would allow for the construction of new facilities and land acquisition to help preserve, restore, and maintain open spaces and extend trails, Wilson said. Read more about it over at the Daily Herald. Go to thedailyherald.com for more information. Kane County Forest Preserve District staff recently discovered a large junk pile in Stony Creek Forest Preserve near South Elgin, according to a staff report to Forest Preserve Commission. The debris was revealed when vegetation dried back in the ravine near the trail. It had been partially covered by leaves. Workers hauled out approximately 1,500 pounds of scrap metal, 30 used tires, and a dump truck load of fencing, lumber, and trash. Read more about it on the Daily Herald. When we come back, holiday brass concert. Also, a man gets 10 years for supplying a fatal dose of fentanyl. We've got an update on the ICE arrest. They arrested a suspect after the standoff between agents and protesters. And Near Beer brings suburbs' first non-alcoholic bottle shop to Wheaton. We've got this and more on the WRMN News Hour. I'm Dennis Green, and I'll be back with you after this.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Hot Hands. The Geneva City Council will meet today to consider two ballot questions. The first would ask voters in March 2026 to approve $59.4 million in bonds for public safety facilities, including a new police station, with funds also available for fire stations. The second measure seeks council approval to educate residents on home rule status, which would give the city greater local governance powers, with voter approval planned no later than November 2028. Illinois State Police released November's alcohol countermeasure enforcement results for Cook, DuPage, Kane, and Will counties. Officers issued 206 total citations, including 2 DUI arrests, 82 speed violations, 22 insurance violations, and 13 driver's license offenses. The ACE patrols aim to reduce impaired driving, which contributes to nearly half of fatal crashes in the state. Officers also handed out 41 written warnings during the enforcement period. CDC vaccine advisors have voted to end the long-standing recommendation that all newborns receive the hepatitis B vaccine vaccine within 24 hours of birth, suggesting it start at 2 months for babies born to mothers who test negative. The decision still needs approval from the CDC director. After 28 years with the Aurora Fire Department, Chief Dave McCabe retired November 26th. McCabe started as a firefighter in 1997 and became chief in 2022, leading the department through modernization, training improvements, and investing in the next generation of firefighters. He said watching his team at work inspired his decision to retire. Deputy Chief Kevin Nichols will serve as interim chief while a successor is named. This winter, skiers can hit the trails right in Plainfield without heading to Wisconsin or Michigan. Electric Park, spanning 28 acres along the DuPage River, is prepared for cross-country skiing when conditions are right. The mayor said he skied 7 kilometers recently, spotting deer, coyote tracks, and a bald eagle. Residents with ski equipment can enjoy the trails, and rentals are available at local stores. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
Kohl's Customer Appreciation Event is here, right in time for the gift exchange. Even though everyone pretends gifting isn't a competition, it kinda is. At Kohl's, save on gifts everyone will fight over. From sweaters and flannels to air fryers, toaster ovens, and more. Because deep down, the gift exchange isn't just about giving. It's also about winning. Shop Kohl's and save on top gifts now. Select styles, some exclusions apply. Offers end December 14th. See store or Kohls.com for details.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-885-3333. That's 800-885-3333.
Elgin isn't just a city. It's a community built on connection, innovation, and opportunity. And at the heart of it all is the Elgin Chamber of Commerce. For over a century, the Elgin Chamber has helped local businesses grow, connecting entrepreneurs, advocating for progress, and inspiring the leaders of tomorrow. Whether you're a new business just starting out or an established company looking to expand, the Elgin Chamber is your partner for success. Join a powerful network of leaders making a difference in our community every day. Together, we're shaping the future of Elgin, one connection at a time. Elgin Area Chamber of Commerce, where business and community grow together. Call now, 847-741-5660, or go to info@elginchamber.com. Contact Carol Gieske.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast, brought to you by Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blade. Today, mostly cloudy with a high near 34, temperatures falling to around 32 in the afternoon. A chance of rain after 5 p.m. Tonight, rain before 3 a.m., then a chance of rain and snow showers. Cloudy with a low around 29, temperatures rising to around 34 overnight. Currently, it is 32 degrees with overcast skies. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
The holidays are back at Starbucks, so share the season with a peppermint mocha. Starbucks signature espresso, velvety mocha, and cool peppermint notes, topped with whipped cream and dark chocolate curls. Together is the best place to be at Starbucks.
Find what you love and love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, find what you love only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly, B21.
To the WRMN News. I'm Dennis Green. High of today is going to only be 34 as some of that wintry mix comes in and hopefully doesn't freeze us out too much today. Tomorrow, we've got a high of 35 and some more potential for that inclement weather. Stick around for more news on that coming up. But first, ICE arrest suspect after standoff between agents and protesters. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security Monday claimed they arrested a suspect member of a notorious Venezuelan gang in Elgin Saturday during an operation marked by a standoff between agents and community members. DHS officials said the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents tried to conduct a vehicle stop when the suspect rammed the officer's vehicle into a tree. The crash, Elgin police said, occurred on the 1600 block of West Highland Avenue. The suspect then fled on foot and barricaded himself in a nearby apartment. DHS officials claim the suspect did not know the occupants. The suspect eventually came out into the apartment's balcony, and agents ultimately negotiated his surrender after several hours. Meanwhile, a standoff took place between federal agents and protesters on the 1600 block of Maple Lane, during which agents deployed tear gas, pepper spray, and pepper balls. 7 people were treated on the scene. The ICE officer involved in the crash suffered no injuries, DHS officials said. Elgin Mayor Dave Captain blasted the agent's response, calling it a travesty. Officials said the suspect entered the country illegally in April of 2023 after Venezuelans had been granted temporary protective status. U.S. Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem terminated that status in November. The DHS officials also complained Elgin police refused to help protect ICE agents as protesters threw rocks and bottles at them. Elgin police could not be immediately reached for comment, but police said on social media it will respond to calls for service and act under the guidelines of the Illinois Trust Act, which prohibits Elgin officers from assisting with federal immigration enforcement operations. U.S. Department of Homeland Security Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin said, "We are grateful all of our officers are safe after yet another vehicle was used as a weapon against them and more rioters threw rocks and bottles at them. Federal officials have made claims about gang affiliations of undocumented immigrants in the past, only to recant those allegations later." Read more about it from the Daily Herald's front page. Before we head over to break, a man gets 10 years for supplying a fatal dose of fentanyl. A Skokie man has been sentenced to 10 years in prison for supplying the fentanyl that killed a West Chicago area woman. Benjamin Adrian, 31, was sentenced Friday by DuPage County Judge Joseph Bugos. Adrian pleaded guilty October 6 to drug-induced homicide for the August 16, 2022 death of Mackenzie Killian at her home in an unincorporated area near West Chicago. Killian died of multiple drug intoxication, including fentanyl. Searches of correspondence on her phone and computer led investigators to Adrian, according to court records. Adrian will have to serve 75% of his sentence before being eligible for parole. Another man who authorities believe actually brought the drugs to Killian was also charged with drug-induced homicide, but pleaded guilty to a lesser charge of delivering fentanyl. Gilbert Amanzanda Jr., 27, of Evanston, was sentenced to 9 years in prison May 20th, according to court records. DuPage County Sheriff's Office investigated the case. When we come back, the Arctic blast to hit northern Illinois this weekend and the snow alert that's happening here on Wednesday. Stick around. We've got weather coming our way, and that means we've got weather news coming up for you. we've got more great WRMN programming, so stick around wherever you're listening, watching, or interacting with WRMN. I'm Dennis Green, and we'll be right back after this.
For nearly 50 years, the DuPage Senior Citizens Council and Kane Senior Council have been dedicated to serving seniors in DuPage and Kane counties. Established in 1975, the DuPage Senior Citizens Council is a volunteer-driven 501c3 non-for-profit organization committed to helping older adults live with dignity. From providing nutritious meals to offering support services, the Kane Senior Council is there every step of the way. With programs designed to enhance independence and quality of life, they're proud to make a difference in the lives of their senior neighbors. To learn more or to volunteer, visit them at 418B Airport Road in Elgin or head to their website at caneseniorcouncil.org. Give them a call at 630-338-0999. That's 630-338-0999. That's the Kane Senior Council, caring for seniors because they deserve to live with dignity and respect. Visit caneseniorcouncil.org or call 630-338-0999 today.
Join your co-hosts Mike Tooman and Paul Burvid on our weekly radio hour, Chief Guard of the Republic, where we talk about all things national security, defense, personal security, safety, and dealing with law enforcement situations. Call in 847-931-1410. Ask us questions. We will get you answers. Every week, Saturday, noon to 1 on 1410 AM WRMN Elgin. Streaming on WRMN1410.com. Chat with us on WRMN's YouTube live channel.
They're simple, boring, never thought of until they're needed. They're windshield wipers. Only when Mary Anderson became annoyed that New York trolley drivers were stopping to wipe their windshield by hand did anybody do something about it. By attaching a spring-loaded arm to a rubber blade, one woman made travel easier and safer. Look to innovate and pass it on. From passiton.com.
Welcome back to the WRMN News. Today, we've got a high that is going to reach that around 38, but tonight, our low near that 31. Unlike earlier's drier look, Northwest Chicago indicates a chance of rain this evening with a brief risk that precipitation could begin as a wintry mix or even freezing rain as parts of northern Illinois during roughly the 5 to 8 p.m. drive time. While confidence is not high, there is a potential for a glaze of ice to occur early this evening, according to the U.S. Weather Service, Chicago, Illinois. Early this rainfall's air to pavement temperatures may still be at or below freezing for a few hours, leading to hazardous driving conditions. Primary for areas of northern Illinois shaded in the light pink if you go over to the U.S. National Weather Service, Chicago, Illinois' informational graph. Wednesday morning's commute may be affected by the gusty snow showers and squalls. Stay tuned for that U.S. National Weather Service in Chicago's information. Brief period of freezing rain up to a glaze of ice possible on untreated surfaces where ground is slowest to warm above freezing. And gusty snow showers and squalls, gusts of almost 40 plus miles per hour, localized accums to 1/2 to 1 inch, moving northwest to southeast across the area through the morning tomorrow. Where Arctic blast is to hit northern Illinois. Northern Illinois is staring down another blast of bitter Arctic air later this week, clamping off what has already been one of the most aggressive starts to winter in decades. After a brief warm-up on Tuesday into early Wednesday, with temperatures climbing above freezing, a strong Clipper system will sweep across the Midwest and open the door to a much sharper and longer-lasting push of cold air. Forecasters expect temperatures to tumble through the latter half of the week, with single-digit lows looking increasingly likely across much of the region this weekend. Some areas could even dip below zero. Wind chills will be the bigger story, as a surge of northwesterly winds follows an Arctic front late week. Feels like temperatures may plunge towards minus 20 at times, especially during the overnight and early morning hours. The National Weather Service warns the fast-moving disturbances will keep winds elevated and the cold firmly entrenched through at least Sunday. The incoming cold comes as the Chicago area already is off to a remarkable start to the snow season. O'Hare has recorded 17.1 inches so far, the quickest start since 1978, and nearly as much as fell during the entire 24 and 25 winter. Rockford is keeping pace with the 17.1 inches of its own, marking the fastest start since reliable records began in 1905. Before the deep freeze sets in, Tuesday night into Wednesday will bring a round of rainfall as temperatures briefly reach the 30s and lower 40s as colder air races back in on Wednesday. Rain may flip to snow, though accumulation is uncertain due to the limited moisture. More snow is in store. More snow is likely in store for the Chicago area later today and throughout Wednesday, thanks to another storm front moving its way into the area. Meteorologists at the National Weather Center Bureau in Romeoville are forecasting a wintry mix for much of the suburbs north of Interstate 88 beginning tonight, making travel treacherous in some parts. Wednesday will be windy and cooler, with about an inch of accumulating snow expected to fall over much of the suburbs. Temperatures are expected to drop into the teens Wednesday night and remain below freezing to the weekend, with the possibility of more snow Friday and Saturday, according to those forecasts. So we've got a lot of wintry mix and weather coming our direction. Stick around for more WRMN as we keep you updated with the temperatures and the forecasts, along with more things happening here in the area, including holiday brass concert for the Lake County Symphony Orchestra. And also, there's a lot out there. Near Beer brings suburbs' first non-alcoholic bottle shop to Wheaton. We've got more here on the WRMN News coming up after this.
Tune in to Big Top Sports
with Derek Geyer every weeknight from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m.
He'll have sports thoughts from the center ring of Chicagoland and to the outer rings from across the nation.
Weather from Chicago Cubs,
White Sox,
Bulls,
Bears,
Blackhawks,
Stars,
Fire,
Boomers, whatever the national story is of the day.
Geyer and his sports czar takes will either have you nodding in agreement,
Yelling at the radio,
or in all honesty,
a bit of both.
with the way the Chicagoland sports and sports are in general, there's bound to be
Thrills,
chills, and
oh my god moments. So get your snacks and libations ready,
because this is going to be a wild ride.
Big Top Sports with Derek Geyer's quirky and insightful Fanatics take
will make you feel a little
or a lot better about your Chicagoland sports viewing experiences.
Tune in to Big Top Sports with Derek Geyer. Every weeknight from 6 p.m.
to 8 p.m.
The Live Like Rue Foundation is a 501c3 charitable organization that assists owners and their pets through a cancer diagnosis by providing financial and emotional support. In memory of a dog named Rue, the foundation helps local shelters and rescuers by sponsoring animals with cancer who do not yet have a forever home. Live Like Rue is a beacon of light during a dark time. For support for your pet or to donate or volunteer, please go to livelikeRue.org. Again, livelikeRue.org.
Building a house is hard, but have you tried removing one? Flood Brothers takes the mess out of demolition. With fast roll-off dumpster delivery, reliable debris pickup, and a family-owned team that takes service personally. Call 630-261-0400 or visit floodbrothersdisposal.com. Flood Brothers Disposal, proud sponsor of America's First Responders Fest. Welcome back to the WRMN News. I'm Dennis Green. Near Beer brings suburbs' first non-alcoholic bottle shop to Wheaton. It only stands to reason that one of the last dry towns in the suburbs would be the first to get a non-alcoholic bottle shop. Near Beer in a beverage company opened recently in downtown Wheaton. Jason Kropowski, a longtime Wheaton resident, says his is the only 100% in non-alcoholic bottle shop in Illinois outside of the city of Chicago. And if you haven't tried non-alcoholic alternatives to beer, wine, and spirits in a while, they've come a long way, he said. Quote, the quality of non-alcoholic in general is so good now. I think if you're blindfolded and tried them with their alcoholic counterparts, you would have a difficult time picking out which one is alcoholic. If there are differences, they are negligible, except for the not getting drunk part. The store's name is a play on near beer, a historical term for malt beverages with a very low alcoholic content. Kropowski says non-alcoholic beer, wine, spirits, and ready-to-drink mocktails. They also have a seating area where you can hang out and enjoy a non-alcoholic draft beer. Kropowski was blunt about his motivation for opening the store. I was a drinker, he said, and I drank a little too much. He said stress from work. He ran stores for a supermarket chain, led him to come home and drink to help cope. Then last year, he got cancer. He quit drinking during chemotherapy, and he stayed with it since. I really enjoy not being a drinker, he said. It consumes so much more of you than you think it does. Near Beer is open from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Tuesday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Saturday, and 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sunday. The business at 117 West Wesley Street occupies the lower level of the building that at one point served as a church. Kropowski applied his years of retail experience to setting up the shop and dedicating a lot of its shelf space, not surprisingly, to NA beer. He said it's almost an apples to apples comparison to regular beer in terms of flavor, texture, and experience. Kropowski said ready to drink non-alcoholic cocktails would also do very well in the blind tests. The RTD mocktail market is huge right now, he said. There are many great brands and drinks that really mimic the alcohol version of cocktails. The store held a soft opening on Black Friday and will celebrate with a ribbon cutting on Wednesday. It will host a free sampling event Saturday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. with representatives from Pathfinder, Lagunitas, and more showing off their wares. Though he's only been open a few days, Kropowski said the reaction has been very positive. I've had quite a few NA beer geeks come in and really flip out over the beer wall. It's great to see people get so excited about that. Read more about it on today's front page of the Daily Herald, written by Rick West. Holiday Brass Concert. The Lake County Symphony Orchestra Brass, featuring principal brass players and special guest artists, will perform music of the season at 3:30 p.m. Saturday at the Village Hall Barn, 2 Lagoon Drive in Hawthorne Woods. General admission is $30 and $10 for students aged 17 and under. There is no charge for children aged 5 and under. Visit vhw.org for information and tickets. You've been listening to the WRMN News. If you've got a news story that you would like us to read or investigate, send it on over to news@WRMN1410.com. That's news@WRMN1410.com. Stick around for more great WRMN programming coming up right after this top of the hour news. I'm Dennis Green, and I'll see you tomorrow.